We started with what most people throw away, kitchen scraps, and turned them into a garden that fed us for 6 months. No seeds, no extra cost, just a different way of seeing what we already had. What looked like waste became the beginning of a continuous harvest. The first step was choosing the right place. Even though these plants come from scraps, they still need the same basic conditions: sunlight, airflow, and space to grow. A small backyard area, a side space near a wall, or even a simple open patch of soil can work. Once the location was chosen, the soil was prepared. Good soil is essential, no matter how the plant starts. The ground was cleared of weeds and loosened so roots could grow easily. Hard, compact soil was broken apart to improve drainage and allow oxygen to reach the roots. Organic matter was added next. Compost, dry leaves, and natural materials were mixed into the soil to create a fertile environment. This step ensures that the plants will have enough nutrients as they develop. Then came the most interesting part: selecting the kitchen scraps. Instead of throwing them away, we separated pieces that can regrow. Vegetable bases, stems, and roots that still have life in them can be used. Items like green onions, lettuce bases, celery ends, and even potato pieces with eyes can all grow again. Before placing them in the soil, some scraps were started in water. This helps them develop initial roots and signals that they are ready to grow again. Within days, small roots and fresh green shoots begin to appear. Once they showed signs of life, they were transferred into the soil. Each piece was planted carefully, with enough spacing to allow proper development. Even though they started as scraps, they still grow into full plants and need room. After planting, watering was done gently. The soil was kept moist, helping the roots establish quickly in their new environment. At first, growth was slow. The plants needed time to adjust. But with consistent care, they began to strengthen. New leaves appeared, brighter and stronger than before. What was once a leftover piece of food was now actively growing again. Sunlight played a major role in this transformation. Each plant absorbed energy from the sun, fueling its development and encouraging new growth. As the days passed, the garden began to take shape. Different plants grew at different speeds, creating a diverse and dynamic space. Maintenance remained simple. Watering was adjusted based on weather conditions, and weeds were removed to prevent competition. To improve results, mulch was added around the plants. This helped retain moisture and protect the soil from drying out too quickly. One of the biggest advantages of growing from scraps is how quickly some plants can be harvested. Leafy vegetables, in particular, can be trimmed and regrow multiple times. This creates a cycle where the same plant continues producing over and over again. Other plants, like potatoes grown from scraps, take longer but provide a more substantial harvest later on. As weeks turned into months, the garden became more productive. What started as a small experiment turned into a reliable source of vegetables. Harvesting became part of the routine. Instead of collecting everything at once, small amounts were taken regularly, allowing plants to continue growing. Fresh vegetables were brought directly into the kitchen, often just moments after being picked. The quality was noticeably better, fresher, more flavorful, and grown without waste. Another important benefit was sustainability. Instead of discarding scraps, they were reused, reducing waste and creating food at the same time. The system became more efficient over time. Some plants continued regrowing, while others were replaced with new scraps, keeping the cycle active. Even with minimal space, the results were consistent. The garden kept producing week after week. 6 months later, the impact was clear. What began with kitchen leftovers had become a steady supply of vegetables. It showed that growing food doesn't always require starting from seeds or buying plants. Sometimes, everything you need is already in your kitchen. In the end, the process was simple: prepare the space, use what you have, and give it the right conditions. With patience and consistency, even scraps can become a source of abundance. What once seemed like waste became something valuable, a continuous harvest, grown from almost nothing. And it all started with a simple decision to not throw it away.